Kathleen McGinley. I'm a shamanic life coach and a sage, and I will be doing a sacred path card reading for 2021. And so we're going to be looking at lessons that we're going to be learning in 2021, along with the challenges to the lessons, along with the tools to overcome the challenges. It's a 9-card spread that I will be explaining in a little bit. As I call in the ancestors. So before I get started, I want to give you a quick story about these cards. These are the Sacred Path cards that I'm talking about by Jamie Sams, and they're all based on native teachings. And I want to explain to you why I use these cards and why I have for 25 years, and the connection that I have to these cards. So basically, they came about back in the 90s, and that's when I was undergoing a spiritual awakening myself, which led to my transformation. And upon surrendering to the universe during the grieving process due to relationship crisis, I surrendered, and as I was suffocating from heartbreak syndrome, which is when your heart enlarges and you can't breathe, you basically are suffocating, you're not getting the oxygen. And I surrendered, and in that instant, my heart returned to normal. And I just sat there like knowing a miracle had just happened. And in that moment, I felt connected to everything. It was the first time I really felt that kind of connection, especially to the natural world. And I was downloading this information quickly, like knowing that the answers were all around us. We're all connected. There's no separation. And so I, at that point, committed to getting to know myself. And because of the reverence that I had for nature, I was drawn to Native American spirituality. And within a short time period, I came across the Sacred Path cards. And I started using them as a tool for guidance, for getting to know myself better, really helped develop my intuition, and it really led me to a new way of being, and really how to live in harmony with myself, with others, and with the universe. And so the first time I ever used them, I was undergoing these 3 major challenges: this relationship, along with a question about a move and a question about a job. And I shuffled these cards and asked the first question about, this relationship. And I pulled the Shaman's Death card, which is pretty much death and rebirth. It's, you have to have the end of something to have the beginning of something else. So it was the end of the relationship. And so I'm like, whoa, So I asked the second question and reshuffled them, pulled Shaman's Death. Asked the third question and reshuffled and pulled Shaman's Death for the third time. And all of those 3 things it was the end of all 3 of them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these cards speak to me. So yeah, for the last 25 years, I've been using them as a guidance system. I've been helping others, with their own individual readings. And I have lots of card decks, but I often revert back to the Sacred Path cards. So what I love about these oracle cards is that they really give you direction to find your own answers. They really allow you to develop your own intuition and become self-reliant. And that's what it's all about. We're here not to have authority to tell us what to do, how to be, what's going to happen. It's pretty much, as you'll see in these cards, going to give you some guidance, and you intuitively are going to understand what it means for you. So for example, last December, I did the Sacred Path card reading for 2020 in the I Am Symposium. And the second card, which I'll explain when I do the positioning, the second card is the lesson you will be learning in the near future, which was going to be pretty much the lesson for 2020. And I pulled the Sundance card, which was all about self-sacrifice. And at that point in December, I wasn't sure exactly what it meant. I talked about releasing fears and apathy, and it's going to be different for different people. but we're all going to willingly sacrifice something in our lives in 2020. And sure enough, you know, for many people, COVID was a situation in which we had to make a lot of sacrifices. We have people on the front line, healthcare workers. We have people willingly sacrificing by staying home and quarantining, wearing masks. So there's all sorts of different kinds of sacrifices that were taking place in 2020. And the theme of the reading, where the two roads intersect in the red road, blue road, was the victory card, knowing that 2020, even with all of the challenges that we've had this year, it's exactly where we needed to be, and by the end of the year we were going to see victory in some manner. So what the victory looked like for you could be different in terms of what the victory looked like for somebody else, providing you learn the lessons of all the other cards. So that's what this is all about. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to be calling in our ancestors. It's the grandmother, grandfather spread. It's the red road, which is a physical road, and the blue road, which is the ancestral road. And we're going to call them in, giving them permission to give us the messages that we need to know. And I will spread the cards out, and I will lay the spread out, and that's why I'm sitting here with the table, so that you'll be able to see somewhat on this spread. But I'm going to keep them face down and then turn them over one at a time after I draw the cards and complete the spread. So to get started, we're going to just take a nice breath. If you can join me in just closing your eyes for a moment and getting centered. So energetically, we're all in the same place. You're going to get messages as much as I do. All right, so taking a nice inhalation through the nose, inhaling peace and love, and exhaling through the mouth. And we're going to do it again, inhaling and exhaling, and feeling everything shift down into your heart space. Connect with that heart. And as we connect to our heart space, we honor the creator of the universe and all that is and all that we are. And right now we invite and give permission to the ancestors, to the grandmothers and the grandfathers and our allies to be with us at this time, to give us the messages that we need to know as a collective for 2021, the lessons that we need to learn, challenges to the lesson, the wisdom that you will offer us, and the medicine or the gifts or the abilities, providing we learn these lessons with love and with gratitude. All right, it's very powerful. All right, so I'm going to just shuffle the cards briefly. Here we go. All right, so fanning them out. All right, now in this spread, all right, we're going to be going east to west first on the blue road. So first card is the lesson that we are presently learning. The lesson that we'll be learning in the near future. The next card is the theme of the reading, is where the two roads intersect. All right, this is the challenge to the lesson. And this is the inner wisdom we need to acknowledge in ourselves. All right, so now we're going to go south to north, the physical, the red road. All right, so this is the spiritual wisdom offered by our ancestors. The next card is the lesson that we need to learn, because they're saying we're not applying it properly. All right, the following card is the medicine or the gift, the ability that our ancestors are willing to offer us, providing we learn the lesson of this card. And our final card puts us in at 1 minute in connection with the ancestor who's helping us with this reading. They just popped out. I didn't have to really even move the cards around much. All right. So we know, I'm going to just kind of point it down a little bit so you can get an idea of the spread here. All right, and I'm going to be starting over here. And I'll be lifting each card. I'll turn it over and I'll lift up each card. All right, so the first card is a lesson that we are learning, we are presently experiencing. Wow, so here we go. Counting Coup card, which was our theme of 2020. So here we are, still a little bit in 2020 with this victory card, feeling like we are celebrating right now. We feel we have now finally gotten to a place where we've attained, or we are attaining victory in some manner, and it could be of a spiritual nature, it could be winning the lottery. It really varies for different people, and so this card is just saying, celebrate your winnings, share it with other people without boasting, without bragging. For some reason, you felt like there's been victory recently, like right now, in terms of the lessons that you're learning. And so when we are feeling, having these victories, it's just about sharing the winnings with others, especially if there's material winnings of any sort. But it feels like we are in a place where we are excited. We're celebrating. We're moving forward. We're feeling like, yes, we have moved through this year, and that's where we're at. So how perfect is that? Because that's where we left off with the last reading. Okay, so this is the big lesson. This is our lesson that we're going to be learning in the near future. All right, we're pulling some, I love all these cards, but War Bonnet card. All right, this is all about advancing. When we pull this card, first of all, it's a 26 card, it's an 8 card, it's all about abundance. It's really telling us that we have earned the feathers of the war-bonneted chief. We have stepped up into a role, into knowing more of who we are, why we're here, especially as chief. We're talking leadership, having all of those qualities that the chief possesses, and being in harmony with everything. The chief had to have all of those qualities: a good listener, and even loving all of creation, including his so-called the people who were lost on the path. And so this card is telling us that because you have learned these lessons of this past year, that you are now advancing and you are ready to learn the mysteries of the next life lessons. You are moving on the wheel, and the war cry has been shouted. So I'm kind of excited about these first 2 cards. So it's definitely whatever you've been doing, you need to keep doing it. It's like you've been attacking your fears. You've been staying in your heart space. You're continuing to engage in self-discovery, to know yourself so you can be yourself, to remove those illusions that have been following us for many years. I think a lot of healing has taken place over this past year. There's been a lot of awakenings that have taken place, and this card is definitely showing us that yes. And now it's time to move ahead as we're being healed and really apply what we have learned. All right. Okay. The middle card is pretty much the theme of the reading. It's where the two roads are intersecting. All right, here we go. All about healing, the medicine bowl card. 3 and 1 is a 4 card. So it's where it's putting us in the proper frame of mind as far as healing. And the healing can be on any level. It could be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. And so this spread is telling us for 2021 to continue the healing that we've been doing. And if you feel that you have really undergone a lot of healing already, this card could be indicating to you that it may be time for you to step up and assist in the healing of others. So intuitively, whatever is coming to you with this card, but that is basically what this spread's theme is all about, healing, and of course we have COVID and the vaccine coming in, so I think a lot of healing is going to be taking place with that as well. Here's our challenge. Okay, smoke signals. This is the challenge to our lesson. So what it's trying to tell us with intent is that we need to be very clear in terms of what our intentions are, because we have allies that are waiting to help us. But if we are not clear on what our intentions are, and we send these mixed signals, sometimes we get excited and we want to move forward and we think we want to do something, but then all of a sudden we contract and we step back because of fear. And it confuses the universe. It confuses our allies. So this card is telling us that to get very clear, what is it that you want to create? What is it you want to step into? How do you want to show up in terms of healing? Get very clear and visualize how you want to show up, what you want to do. It's also telling me that sometimes we send out these other signals that are attracting the wrong kinds of things in our space. So take a look at the kinds of people you are attracting and the kinds of experiences that you are attracting, because you could be sending up some mixed signals there energetically. All right. Okay, this is the inner wisdom you need to acknowledge in yourself. So you pretty much know this. This is the South Shield card. All right, and this is all about innocence and your inner child. So this is what we really know already. We need to connect with that little boy or girl inside of us. We want to return to innocence. We want to return to that playfulness and be ourselves and not worry about getting approval from other people. It's about being who we are, just reverting back to that innocent child and playing again. She reminds us to even get physical. Physical fitness is part of this card that will connect us once again back to our inner child. And we need to have faith and humility with the South Shield. Tackling any situation with humility is really important. And recognizing that, sometimes we're the dog and sometimes we're the fire hydrant. So we have to, not take life so seriously. We need to have some fun, just like a child. All right, so now we're going to start the red road. And the bottom card is the powwow card. So this is a time of quickening. This is a time of sharing. So this is telling us that that's exactly where we are. You know, the time of quickening is the time preceding birth, and it's a time of anticipation. It's a feeling like we know something's coming, but we don't know what it is yet, for sure. You know, it's like we're in labor right now. You feel the excitement, right? And because of where we're at, it's a very important time to share, exchange ideas with other people. You know, we have this, we know what's going on in our world, we know what's going on in our society, and people are stepping up. And it's really time to find others of like mind and step more into your power. And so sharing these ideas, exchanging ideas is where we're at. And this is the wisdom that's being offered by our ancestors. They're telling us to find those communities of like-minded people. And that's where we're going to grow. Okay? This is what we're not applying properly. It's Heyoka. He's the trickster. And he's about humor and opposites. So get ready to laugh. He's going to come and shake things up a little bit if we don't step in and do what we're supposed to do. All right? If we are still stuck in that fear of stepping and moving forward into our role, Heyoka will come up and shake things up. And, you know, a lot of times this card shows up too when we're taking life too seriously. He's all about bringing humor into your life and telling you to do the opposite of what you're doing now or feeling. You know, you could be stuck still in old patterns. You could be stuck in that fear state. And he's telling you, you know, to move out of the fear. Let me give you an example. I often use this example when you enjoy something. Let's say you enjoy going to the beach and watching the surfers. You sit on the beach and you love to watch them. Heyoka is saying, get a surfboard and get out there and start surfing. All right? So that's the lesson for this year. What is it that you've been wanting to do? And it's time to do it instead of holding back. Or Heyoka is going to shake you up a little bit. All right? All right, so here is the medicine, this card here, that is being offered to us. This is what we really need to do to learn. We need to learn this lesson for this year, for like more healing to take place. And this is all about introspection and goals. It's about going within. It's about going into that cave like bear, calling even on bear medicine to attack your fears, to have the courage that you need to do that introspection. So bear is with us, and he is the medicine. So if you have some goals, it's a time to write them down. It's a time to think about them. It's a time to really get clear on where you want to be 1 year from now, where you want to be 5 years from now, where you want to be 10 years from now, and how your goals are affecting other people. All right. So this is a big time of introspection. It's a 10 card. 1 and 0 is a 1. So it's really about these new beginnings. This spread is really giving you that go, the message to go between, you know, having that victory right now and like whatever lessons you have learned up to this point, it's giving you the go-ahead to advance and learn the new set of life's mysteries. Whether it's more healing, I'm reviewing this, more healing within yourself, or to assist in the whole, to help others heal as well. So it's important for you to get clear on your intentions. It's important for you to go within, like Bear said, and really get clear on what your goals are, and share a powwow, share those ideas that you have with other people, to try to do something alone. You know, when we're trying to advance and we're trying to step more into who we are and who we came here to be, you need others. To do it alone makes it really difficult. So use your allies. They're here to support you. Your final card is the Standing People card. And the Standing People are the trees. And it's all about roots, and it's all about giving. It's all about, becoming the tree. You know, we are like the trees, with our branches raising high to the sky, to Father Sky, and our feet on Mother Earth. The only thing different is that we don't have those roots like the trees, but it's telling us to go deeper. This is a year to really go deeper, like the roots of the trees. The deeper we go, right? The deeper we go, the stronger we become. So just like a suggestion is to go out and journal and become still and write and get down to that emotion that you're feeling and ask yourself why, and write some more, release the emotion, go deeper again, feel the next emotion. And that's what it's all about. So it's also talking about giving. It's a year to give, but also to make sure that you are able to receive as well. Balancing it out with giving and receiving. And that is our message from our ancestors who have been helping us with this reading. So it's great. Just real quickly for those who came on late, Counting Coup is where we're at, present lesson. The War Bonnet is our near future lesson, which is that we are advancing. We are given the go-ahead because of all of the healing that we've done this past year, all the lessons that we've learned this past year. We've really stepped up into more of who we are. The middle card, which is the theme of the whole reading, is about healing. And remember, to heal, it's essential to feel. To feel is to heal. So if you are still on the path of really trying to become more of who you are and healing the past, it's very important for you to get still and feel. All right, feel those emotions. Feel what your body's telling you. Pay attention. Make sure you have clear intentions, smoke signal, all right? Your allies they can't wait to help you, but you have to be clear on what you want to, kind of signals you're sending. South Shield, as we said, is your inner child. So connect with her, appreciate her, listen to her, acknowledge her. And here's where we're at. We're powwow. This is the wisdom offered by the ancestors saying, get ready, it's coming. We are ready to give birth to something. And we're probably feeling that excitement, that anticipation, but make sure you share. Find the communities that can support you, exchanging ideas, getting a support system. Heyoka. We got to learn this. We got to do the opposite of what we're doing if we've been like hemming and hawing and not stepping into where we need to be, or he's going to shake you up. Making sure then medicine that we're going to engage in introspection and become very clear on our goals so that we can assist in the healing of ourselves or others. And finally, once again, was the Standing People. Connects us with the ancestor who's helping us with this reading, which is all about finding our roots and giving and receiving. And so that's our spread for 2021. Keep it up. Obviously, whenever, the near future card, the War Bonnet, that's telling us we're on the right track. Whatever you've been doing, it's awesome. Just keep forging ahead. You've earned it. You've earned the feathers of the War Bonneted Chief. So that's really exciting. And more healing is going to be taking place over this next year. So that's awesome. Awesome. So I want to first of all just take a moment to thank the ancestors and our allies who've been here helping us with this reading, giving us the messages that we needed to know so that we can stay on the sacred path and in love and in gratitude. Oh, it is said it and it is good. So thank you for joining me, and have a great 2021. I know we will. So it's time to step into our power and know that you are love and you are loved, and I believe in you. Namaste.